From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on Lalate.
It's a big midday here on Lalate with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why more Democrats have stepped forward and said MSC monthly stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon for you. Then we'll be cutting to the recon itself, and that bill is heading to the finish line. The reconciliation procedural tow truck has passed over the finish line, and now the tow hitch is heading there as well. They worked 7 days last week, and guess what? The deliciousness is heating up. We'll go over all the incredible great details as they're nearing the finish line on this recon. We'll go over all the incredible sums of money that are in that recon and what's proposed in the MSCs with a world exclusive you're only going to hear on this channel that could pay you as much as $9,000. I have all the incredible deliciousness plus this stimulus and why and how you can walk into this weekend looking beautiful and with upwards of $80,000 to $100,000 in your hand. It's a big noontime, it's a big day, and we have all the details starting right here, direct from Santa Monica. Hey, good noontime, everybody. Hope you are beautiful and feeling wonderful. I'm live with you direct from Santa Monica, California with incredible great news. As that fourth stimulus recon, the tow truck has passed over the finish line, and now the tow hitch is almost there as well. Oh my goodness, I have incredible great news in this big noontime broadcast. And the number one guy in DC wanting to give you an MSC on top of everyone else that wants you to have an MSC. Wow, incredible great news. Talk about forced stimulus and the big money in there as well. Many, many checks for you to get all the deliciousness covered in this video. And then the talk about this stimulus being put into forced stimulus. Excuse me? Is SSI reform being put into forced stimulus? I have all that breaking news as well. Comments from Ron Clay and Ron Wyden, Bernie, Chuck, and everyone involved. I got all those details and more as we walk into a beautiful noontime starting right here. And this is Lalate, America's only 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning like right now, and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock. This video will take you there, so subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible, wonderful, loving family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP, so you can walk into the weekend with tens of thousands of dollars as well from third stimulus. In this video, so much happening across the board, but let's go right to something I forgot to mention, which is those LA alerts. Have you hit the alert button? It tells you when bacon's arriving, and my alert has not gone off yet. It's just, when am I going to get the alert about bacon? I'm just not getting it. It's at news.la.com. Totally free. Put your name and email address in there. It's captivating country. Thousands and thousands of you are now on the alert system, but about 1,000 of you are still pending. Make sure you confirm. If you haven't gotten the confirmation email, start over again. It may be in your spam folder. Click, and then away we go. You can get those alerts wherever you are and on the road. Let's cut to those monthly stimulus checks, House versus Senate, Senate versus House, and let's look and see who wants to give what. House and Senate. Senators, Warren, Sanders, Wyden, a monthly stimulus check. Then we have AOC Omar, monthly, $2,000 a month. We have the House Ways and Means. They have the Ways and Means for this, a monthly fourth. And then the American petition signed by millions of Americans, $2,000 a month. Of course, the one that has captivated country has been this one, the House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 a month, which would be about $13,000. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is today. It's beautiful here. It's a little bit muggy, still needs to improve a little bit, but it's September. It's September. Yeah, boy. Who gets this forced stimulus check? Democrats represent, you do. Single individual, 75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a forced stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a forced stimulus check. And the forced stimulus check will be coming to people on benefits like SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and rural benefits. Who's not getting a stimulus check? Frida is not. She's that freedom of speech person. Her faux facts are just ridiculous, and she has faux facts. We'll be covering them later in this video. The video has a few more minutes to go on Freedom Frida is already saying it's over. No, it's not over, Freedom Frida. They've got a few more minutes left of this video. The deliciousness heats up with the number one guy in D.C. wanting you to have a monthly stimulus check. Oh my goodness. He's one of many legislators who want you to have a stimulus check. But he's a little bit more important because he's on the committee that actually has your bill. Wow, that's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. And the talk about this stimulus being enforced stimulus, is SSI reform going to be enforced stimulus? I'll have all those details breaking at noon time. A lot of breaking news today. It's in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. But first, let's get some money because guess what? You like money. We all like money. Lots of it. And how about you start the weekend with 80,000 after starting the week with nothing? That is what happened to Johnny, and you can be the next Johnny. Johnny went into the week 2 weeks ago with zero from this channel. By middle of the week, he was one of three viewers who had $40,000. What did they have gotten? Rent, utilities, and food. This channel is going to show you right now how to get big, massive sums of money. And by that weekend, Johnny got 7 items. He got $80,000. Guess what Johnny did after that? True spirit of this channel of helping people. He turned around and told his friends and family about this channel and said, I got $80,000 in 1 week. He said, what'd you have to do? Appear on some game show, wear some strange hair? No, watch Lalate. And his friends and family did. And in less than 5 days, they got $100,000. Imagine between Johnny and the friends and family, $180,000 in 7 days. Today is your day to get that money, big money as well. You can get this money. You absolutely can. All you have to have is 3 items. Pen, paper, and a phone. And I know you got it, so you can get this big money. Get that pen, paper, and phone ready. I'm going to show you all the details. It's totally free, and it's coming up in just a second from now. But I want to go through all the details of the money, and then we're going to go over how this works. This is third stimulus. Third stimulus passed earlier this year with a $1,400 stimulus check, and immediately I said to viewers, there's a lot of other money in there, a fortune that could create financial independence and have your bills paid for months on end. And now viewers are getting those massive sums of money. In fact, they've been getting it since January, but now they're getting bigger sums of money. So what happened with Johnny? How did Johnny get $80,000? Let's go over the details. He got SNAP at $12,000. He got EIDL $10,000. He got taxes $2,000. He got rent $21,000. Then another $25,000 for rent. Then $10,000 for electric. Then $50 for internet and phone, bringing his grand total to $80,000. Don't worry if you don't know what those things are or how to get them, because I'm going to show you right now. Now, Johnny, the next week, after he got that $80,000 in 5 days from watching this channel, turned around to his friends and family, and this is what happened. He says, as of today, I've helped 5 friends and saved their homes and put food on their table. And 3 family members thought it wasn't going to happen until they started getting the money. 2 family members got $41,500. The other one got $57,600. This has been awesome to see others stop stressing about bills. Your channel, L8, has helped so many others and myself tremendously. You are such a godsend. Purple Hawk. There you go. So what are we going to do? We're going to get pen and paper ready. We're going to start taking notes. If I go too fast, you can always replay the video. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners utilities, food, and more starting right now. I'm going to get your bills paid. Guess what? It's September. It's September, says Cal DeColly. It's September. And as we look to September and the months ahead of us, I want your rent to be paid as far as you can pay it into 2022. I want your food to be paid lifetime so you never have to worry about a food bill. I want you to be out of homelessness into a home. I want you to have utilities, electric, water, gas paid for. It's available. It's available right now. You need to get it. I'm going to show you right now. First, let's go over the numbers. The numbers for rent, a lot. Over $20,000 that viewers are getting, and you can get it as well. Look at nearly a half a dozen viewers in just one graphic, because the graphic does not have space on the graphic to list everyone. But nearly a half a dozen viewers are getting over $20,000 for rent. Let's see the graphic. Deliciousness. Incredible. Then Johnny getting $9,000 for utilities. My goodness. So first we're starting at $27,000 for rent. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Have you become a Purple Hawk? The link is under the video. Then utilities. When you look at this, look at that $9,000 Johnny got for utilities. Why did he get more? Because the more that you watch the videos, the more sophisticated and the more informed and skilled you are at getting this money. Snap. You're going to meet someone in a second who got $19,000 for Snap. And then when we talk about the triple items, there you go. People getting multiple items. You need to get multiple items. If you have 4 utility bills at home, get all 4 utility bills paid. And there you go. 3 items for Nancy at $32,000. Incredible, great news. Nisi at 2 items at $23,000. She's always in the live chats. Say hi to Nisi if you see her. But there's Mark at 2 items at $32,000. Mark has 2 wonderful success stories. I'm going to show you the second update for Mark later this weekend. But here's the first update. First, Mark has 4 wonderful things that happened from that. Mark had gotten rent to utilities $32,000. But for 5 days on camera, I said, Mark gets money for food. And Snap is a Snap. If you got a third stimulus check, you get Snap in a Snap. It's very easy eligibility. And that's what happened to Mark. First, he got rent, and he got Snap in less than 5 days. Incredible. Then, he did what Johnny did. He did what another viewer I'm going to show you in a second did as well. Told his friend about this channel. And that friend went from $0 to $21,000 of rent in less than 1 week, less than 5 days. Wow. Then Mark pushed, and he got more than just 3 items. He's pushing this week and getting more items as well. And finally, he got that Snap. Bringing his grand total on Snap to $19,000. So how much did Mark get total so far as of the time of this recording? Well, he had gotten $50,500, but you're going to see in a second he got more than that. And then there's Lorraine, who got a $105,000. This is you. This is today. Pick up that pen, paper, and that phone. You could be getting this money. And this is Lalate. You found the channel that while I deliver you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, financial breaking news, I cover all the items you need to know about forced stimulus and more. This is the channel that gets people big sums of money. Starting on day 1, when I launched this channel, people had applied for that EIDL loan and grant, and they were stuck. Their application stuck. They were the 330, the 331, the 484 tax. One after another, I got their applications approved. $25 million of money I got approved because of this channel. I can't tell you how many people I then got approved for unemployment benefits because of a very complicated application that went live in just a few states, less than 5. On April 28th, I heard about the program in mid-April, so I had explained it to viewers before it went live. What was it called? PUA. I got viewers upwards of $15,000 routinely, like Island Bellicamp out of Florida. But then in December 2020, it was just like now. Instead of September, it was December. There was no stimulus check coming. People needed money. It was starting to become the holidays. And I got viewers $250,000 of rent, showing them how to get this big money, like Tyrone. He got $15,000 for his family. But now it's time for you to get this money. We're going to get it as a family. I'll show you right now. So I hope you have that pen and paper ready. Here is how you're going to get the money. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners utilities, food, and more starting right now. And every place has money. Here are the introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So reach out to all 6. Don't reach out to 1 and stop. Reach out to all 6. Number 2, listen to the keywords. Those are the keywords you say in the when you call up. Number 3, every state has money. Every place has money. They were given the same amount of money from the federal government. And here you go. You're going to reach out to the following 6 places. Your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That is 6. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. Those are the words you say. Now, if you have multiple utility companies, contact every single one of them. And guess what? That money is available right today. That money is real. That is third stimulus. And it pays a fortune. If you have a success story for rent and utilities, post in the live chat right now. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of money we're going over is Snap. Snap is money for food. There is no place or time that anyone on this channel will ever go hungry, because I'm showing people how to get SNAP. SNAP is money for food. You get from Department of Agriculture. If you got a third stimulus check, you qualify generally for SNAP. Eligibility is a SNAP, and it does start paying within days. Chanan, another viewer of this channel, she says that she told her friend about this channel, and that friend became addicted because within days she was getting massive sums of money. That Chanan, who's a Purple Hawk, her friend got $21,000 in less than 5 days, which included $6,000 a year for SNAP because of watching this channel. And she also got rent and utilities as well. Total number 21,000. Then we, of course, have Robert, who had a very nice comment. He got SNAP in just a few days as well. I want to thank you, Lalate, because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent. I got approved for $16,000 for SNAP and $7,000 for utilities. Keep on doing a wonderful job helping people, Lalate. God bless you. I'm a member. I go by Dread. Been following you since the start of the pandemic. My name is Robert. Again, thank you. Congratulations, Sharon and Donnie. They got money. Donald and also Dottie. SNAP is money for food, and you get it from Department of Agriculture. Pays a lot. But here's the incredible great news, is that Mark, who was sitting on $19,000 annualized, is going to $25,000 annualized lifetime. What happened? Everyone's benefits are going up an average of 25%. Lifetime automatically starting in October nationwide because of a change at Department of Agriculture. It's incredible, great news. Lynn Glenn got money for SNAP as well, and so did Gail. Post your success stories for SNAP in the live chat. The next part of the money is the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployments, that refund check. Federal government's ordered that money back to you. One viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000. And that last pot of money coming back from you is the refund check from IRS that you paid taxes on the 2020 unemployment benefits. Margaret got a Cod, got a Michael, got an average refund is about $1,200 to $2,000. But here's first a personal message from me to you. If you're in the live chat, please post your success stories for any money you've gotten, whether it's rent, utilities, or food, or internet. Because when you do, you inspire other people. If you're one of those people that needs inspiration, you're getting it right today. To pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and get this money. You have a phone, you have a pen, you have a paper. Pick up the phone and get this money for yourself right today. I know you can. Posting that your success stories in live chat inspire people, because then they realize this is not just a few $100s. This is tens of thousands of dollars that I should be getting. People then realize, wait a second, I need to make the phone call. I no longer should worry about my electric bill. I should no longer worry about my food. I should get these things paid. And finally, as Johnny said, you're creating incredible financial independence for viewers. That's what I've been talking about since 2020. I launched this channel in 2020 because I saw people who had watched other channels or saw something in the broadcast news in May of 2020. You remember May of 2020. And they would say things like, I need that check for the second stimulus, or something's going to happen with my car. I came around, I said, who told you to be dependent upon the arrival date of a second stimulus check in May 2020? You can't have your whole life dependent upon one check, because that's financial dependence and things may go astray. And the second stimulus check didn't come in May. This is financial independence. Getting your rent paid, getting your utilities paid, getting your mortgage paid, getting food paid, so that you never have to worry about these bills, and get them paid all the way to the spring, all the way until next year. Get them paid as far as you can get them paid, because if you do, you don't have to worry about these bills throughout this entire duration. And there you go. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. The refund check is coming from IRS either by direct deposit or in the mail. You can track it at irs.gov. You do a transcript search. 70% of the time it works. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting. And then it reveals stuff you just wish you'd never seen. Like when Mitch appeared on Star Search. Did he break dance or did he waltz? I just don't want to see that. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of this video starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. A $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. The recon passed 2 weeks ago, meaning that the tow truck has passed over the finish line. The recon is done procedurally, meaning that it's a recon, it's $3.5 trillion, it's all checks for the view, it's the biggest recon we've ever seen in the history of this channel. The recon has nothing for corporations, unlike previous recons, and it's a lot of money. The Democrats were working every single day last week, 7 days last week, last weekend, to get the provisions of what's called the recon substantive done. And we see that tow truck and tow hitch finish line in front of us. The tow hitch finish line is right in front of us, but guess what Frida wants you to say? I haven't heard anything. Well, they don't want to invite you in the room, Frida. They don't want to invite you in the room because guess what? They're having meetings and they're just not inviting someone who walks around with a hoard of cash in her hand like Frida. Let's go over the deliciousness and how we got to this wonderful spot. We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into the bipartisan. The higher the price tag was on the recon beforehand, the harder it was to pass, says a conservative publication, confirmed by reporting. But by taking the roads and bridges out of the recon, putting it in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. There you go. In other words, the bipartisan made the recon passable. In June and in July, I told you that the recon had passed. That the recon had passed because the Democrats had meetings, verbal, face-to-face, oral conversations, agreeing to a recon and agreeing to the price tag of $3.5 trillion. That's breaking news. Not just breaking news that day, breaking news 2 months ahead of time. I told you it was going to happen, and it did happen. Why could I say that? Because the way that Democrats do deals with other Democrats is they verbally go over the details. So that once they verbally agree to it, they have a verbal agreement. And that when they write the bill is just a confirmation of the verbal agreement. And then when they have the bill, the voting on the bill is just a confirmation again of the verbal agreement from months earlier. When they voted on the recon procedural just several days ago, they had already agreed upon this months earlier. That's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, Progressive, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, New York, Progressive, had said beforehand, we need a recon that goes as big as bowls. We want it. They got it, $3.5 trillion. And that's why the president, before we even started the bill writing, said, protect my recon to Jalapal and Brian Schatz, because everything in that recon is progressive checks for the American people. The White House's progressive priorities. So let's go over the difference of recon versus bipartisan, and let's go over where your money is and what's happening with the tow hitch. Well, that tow truck has passed over the finish line. It's the tow truck. It is the recon procedural. Now we're doing recon substantive. The whole thing is called recon. And recon is your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan. Bipartisan, not your money, also called infrastructure, not your money. Roads and bridges. Tow truck has passed over the finish line. Yes, that's the recon procedural. Now the tow hitch is attached to the tow truck for recon substantive, and that is right in front of us, that finish line. What does this mean? It means that we're now deciding how to spend the money in those committees. Price tag $3.5 trillion, and the money is given to committees for you. Watch that word committee. I'm coming back into the final 15 minutes of this video. Recon substantive then looks at the committees and says, okay, now that you've been given $10, how are you to spend that money? This is recon substantive. This is what the Democrats are meeting and talking about and getting done. And here we go. Incredible, great news. How did we get to the spot? For Jalapal, recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, check all the vote on the recon. And he did, and the recon passed procedurally. The letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're doing a forced stimulus check. Yes. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks to the forced stimulus recon. Incredible, great news. If you look at the landscape, virtually every Democrat has called for or written or made a bill calling for a fourth stimulus monthly stimulus check. Whether it's these people, the House Ways and Means, which happen to be a very important group of people, they actually write your recon, or whether it's Sanders, Warren, or Wyden, whether it's the House bill, which has been signed by 200 plus people, whether it's the American petition, whether it's the House Ways and Means, whether it's AOC and Omar, they all want you to have a monthly stimulus check. How did we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by, ironically, what was confirmed to us by Ron Klain, this guy, your chief of staff for the president, over the weekend, by taking the global minimum corporate tax rate out of the recon and putting it somewhere else. And that makes the recon easier to pass. What was that thing? That thing is basically how to pay for the recon. It's a provision that was taken out of the recon, making the recon easier to write, easier to call for a vote, and easier to pass. It also funds the recon. The recon's paid for by raising corporate taxes, especially for corporations, 55 of them identified by the White House, that have never paid a penny in corporate taxes but make billions of dollars a year. Wow, incredible great news. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we have so much other breaking news. Janet Yellen, Bernie, Chuck, Wyden, and the other Rod as well. And the deliciousness of the world exclusive for those monthly stimulus checks, the strange detail of SSI reform going into fourth stimulus, not fifth stimulus. Is that true or is that false? I'll have all those details breaking for the first time at noontime. And then, of course, we'll be going over the other big sums of money you can get as well. But first, today's your day. You got that pen, you got that paper, you got that phone. You're picking up the phone and calling. You're picking up the phone and calling today. Utilities, call all your utility companies. Call all of them, utility assistance because of COVID. Call the 6 places I showed you for rent. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Say the keywords I say in this video. Play the video back if you need to hear the keywords again to practice what you're saying. Pick up the phone and call. Get that snap. Call Department of Agriculture. I want you to go into the weekend with that $80,000, just like Johnny did. Or those 2 other viewers that same week who went into the middle of the week with $40,000. This is financial freedom. This is LA. You can do it. I have confidence in with you. And then if you can't get the other sums of money, here's a little bit about the community page. Reach out to them after you've gotten the big sums of money first yourself. And I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with more on LA. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. And the excitement continues right now at noontime, direct from Santa Monica, with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update 2021. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the confusing details of whether fourth stimulus will have fifth stimulus in it as well. Excuse me? I'll explain the details of that. Then we'll be cutting to the world exclusive about those MSCs, and we'll be going over the big sums of money that are in that big fourth stimulus recon. So many details across the board, and I'm so excited for you to join me. In the commercial break, there was a couple of comments where people were saying certain things like, in my state, there's nothing but. In my place, there's nothing but. Please don't do that. Please don't do that because it's all wrong. There's no purpose to just keep on saying nothing, no, nothing, no, nothing, no, because that doesn't serve anyone. It's first of all, it's fake information, it's false information. And also, it's just telling people not to do anything. You're just basically telling people, don't pick up the phone and don't call. Not helpful, don't do that. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. If you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, what are you doing? Totally free. It's in the description of this video. Hit those alert buttons so you don't miss a link when something goes live or a video goes live. And it sends you an alert like this. Over 1,000 of you are still pending, so make sure you hit that alert button. And with that, let's cut to fifth stimulus and this bizarre set of stories out there suggesting that fifth stimulus may be in fourth stimulus. Let me go over what's happening. What's at issue is the fifth stimulus that I cover on this channel is the whole reform of the SSI system, not just a check here or a check there. This is fifth stimulus, which starts in drafting September, out for a vote in November. And you're going to see in a second how this entire SSI reform is not just a small temporary fix item. What am I referring to? Let me show you the analysis. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they're going to remove the asset limit. Then apply a fiduciary benchmark. Remove the income exclusion and remove the marriage penalty. Okay, how does this work? This works the following way. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. What's that benchmark? Inflation. As inflation goes up, your benefits go up. And guess how high inflation is going up? A lot. I'm reporting maybe as high as 5%. Wow, incredible great news, because that means your benefits will go up 5%, not just next year, a lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law. This is you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. This is you can't work. It's going to go away. And then they're going to end the marriage penalty. It says you can't be married and also stay on benefits. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your wedding. Look comprehensive it is. That's a whole reform of the SSI system. The news articles that are out there in the last 48 hours are talking about sending some additional checks here and some additional checks there. That's different than this. That's very, very different than this. And it may sound a little bit contradictory because this is talking about more money. So can you do more money twice? It may sound a little confusing. I'm staying with this coverage. I'm staying with this coverage because this is the comprehensive reform of the system that the president promised on the campaign trail, in the transition papers, and now the Democrats want you to have. The talk of stuff in the last few days is just sort of a little bit of piecemeal, not the whole process. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? Yes, the Democrats represent the fifth stimulus package. Will have a fifth stimulus check for next year. Meantime, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? The link is under the video here. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Calcino VIP member, because members are getting massive sums of money. It's important to understand that when third stimulus was passed, people said just a $1,400 stimulus check. I said, no, there's fortunes of other monies for you to get. That money is real, and it's right there right now. Daily Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, and Calcino VIPs are delivered daily from me, a breakdown of all the big money that's available under first, second, and third stimulus. Financial independence is what Johnny talked about. That's what I've been talking about since day one. Do not make yourself financially dependent upon anything from the federal government. Get financial independence by having the federal government pay whatever you qualify for. Right now, under third stimulus, rent, food, mortgage, internet, all those things right now and more. So consider becoming a member and get that information delivered to you daily. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. It's incredible, great news. Number one, there is a recon. Number two, it's $3.5 trillion. And number three, it's done. The recon, the tow truck, has passed over the finish line. Yes, incredible, great news. So what's left then? The terms and conditions of the money. That's the tow hitch. And all last week, all last weekend, all this week, hour after hour, Democrats labored through this recon. It's important to understand the way they do this is they have these meetings. They go to each other's offices. They call them on the phone. Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer confirm they're talking 5 times a day. Imagine 5 different conversations per day on the telephone about the same thing. That's a lot of work for 7 days. Ron Wyden saying, we're working a lot because we're trying to get this done now because September is very busy. Janet Yellen, in a sort of ancillary comment, said this week, we have the debt ceiling limit coming up in late September. Get everything else you got to get done right away because we have the debt ceiling limit coming up as well. Ron Klain, the chief of staff to the president, says they're working tooth and nail around the clock. It's not polite, and it's not accurate, and it's fake Frida information when anyone jumps in the comments and says they're not doing anything. They're working tooth and nail over this. Because you're not in the room, or because it's not posted in a video or posted on a tweet or social media, people think they don't see it. It's not happening. Trust me, when they're in their own offices, they're not live streaming themselves. They're in their offices going over what ultimately could be an 8,000-page bill when it's reduced to writing. And they got to orally agree upon all these provisions. It's a lot of stuff. So Don't post stuff like they're not doing anything. They're dragging their feet. They're not caring. They don't work. They're working really, really hard. Now, let's go over the items and how this works, recon, and then MSC. Reconciliation is all checks for the American people. Bread and butter of this is checks where you pick up the phone and ask for the money from the committees. The committees will have the money. That is definitely 100% the way it's going to happen. I've seen some comments where people say, I don't want it to happen that way. Well, different country then for you, because that's the way it's happening. The way it's happening is the money is in the committees, because guess what? No one knows you need this money unless you tell them. IRS doesn't know you need money for dental, vision, hearing, or eyes, or internet. They don't have a database about your vision or your dental at the Department of Treasury. They don't know about it. And that's why the money's in the committees. And that's why I showed you that graphic earlier, which says the committees are giving these fortunes of money for you. And you're going to do so well under this fourth stimulus. I'm so excited for you because you've been picking up the phone under third stimulus and getting this money for rent and utilities and food and internet. You know how to pick up the phone and get items. And that's what you're going to do under fourth stimulus. You're going to pick up the phone and get all these many, many checks. Imagine Johnny got 7 checks at $8,000 with a third stimulus recon that's so small. And this one's a gargantuous one. Imagine how much viewers like him and you are going to get. It's incredible, great news. Let's go over some of the items and see how these are items IRS could never pay you because they don't know anything about it. Free school meals for all, checks, tax break checks, checks for cheaper prescription medication, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for clean energy, checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for dental, checks for seniors, checks for lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, checks for dental, checks for vision, and checks for hearing care. Lots and lots of checks. And those checks are going to be in those committees where you're going to pick up the phone and call. You're going to do so well as a viewer, as a channel, as a subscriber. And these are the details they're going through right now, right this minute. All right, now let's go to the IRS sent stimulus check or the monthly IRS sent stimulus check, monthly stimulus check, MSC. Well, you saw in this video, Democrats from the House, from the Senate, from the bills, from the letters have all been talking about giving you a monthly stimulus check. In fact, I've been telling you all along for months to pick up the phone and advocate for one. Advocate means saying, you know what, my name is this, and I think I deserve it, and I think this country deserves it. That's what advocating is. And you have been doing a good job. WR was one of the viewers who's 4 or 5 weeks ago when I said pick up the phone, call your Democratic senators and advocate for it, did. He picked up the phone and called Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, Joe Biden's oldest confidant, and advocated for a stimulus check monthly. And the staffer said yes. Senator Chris Coons has already proposed a fourth stimulus check. We'll be proposing a fourth stimulus check on the fourth stimulus recon. There you go. That's what advocacy is about. Now, the recon, the full name of it is the fourth stimulus reconciliation budget bill. And what committee oversees it? The Budget Committee in the Senate. And who's the chairman of the Budget Committee? Bernie Sanders. And what did he say last week? That is prior budget chairmen before me would basically just do budgets within D.C. But I like to get out amongst the people. I immediately translated that for you to say, hey, you need to pick up the phone, call, and say, advocacy, why you need a stimulus check. And Lynn Glenn called at that time, and Brother Joshua, longtime 2020 volunteer for this channel, community volunteer for the community page, and also longtime viewer, Purple Hawk as well, picked up the phone and said, I want to advocate for why we need a stimulus check. Professionally, respectfully, kindly on the phone. And the staffer from Bernie Sanders immediately said, yes, Senator Bernie Sanders will be proposing a fourth stimulus check and the fourth stimulus recon. Well, there we go. What are the deal provisions? Let's go over them right now. First, monthly, yes. Amount, $1,000 or $1,400. Yes, great news. Number 3, duration, 3 to 6 months. Awesome, great news. Is there a catch? There is. He needs to have your support. We got this, Purple Power. We are all about that. That's the Purple Power push, push, push. I launched Purple Power last year for us to push. And at the time, we often said, who's helping, who has our back? Now it's the reverse. They're saying, who has their back? We got this one. Picked up the phone and called Elizabeth Warren, call Chuck Schumer, call AOC, call Bernie, call Ron Wyden, and say, thank you for your wonderful help. I support you. We want monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Tell them why you need it, what's at issue, what's going on in your community, what's going on in your town, what's going on with your business, what's going on with your family. Tell them the importance of why you need a stimulus check so they resonate with your story. Be professional, respectful, and kind. And there you go. Economic numbers, let's go over the calculations. They're very, very close. House bill, 12 months, $13,000. Bernie on the high end, $9,000. 6 times $1,400. Very close, but 6 months, $9,000 versus 12 months, $13,000. Very, very close. Incredible, great news. Let's recap where we are, because this is what's so important and so critical. And I know I haven't seen Frida a lot in this video, but I think I'll touch on her right now. Number one, Democrats are working tooth and nail to get this done for you. They're working around the clock, working all last week and working right now. Be respectful of their time. Be respectful that they're fighting for you for all this big money. The fourth stimulus recon will be involving you picking up the phone and getting the money. It's not going, the bread and butter of it is not going to be IRS sending out checks because they don't know about your dental, vision, hearing, internet. They just can't send it out. They don't know about it. That's why the money will be in a committee where you pick up the phone and call. You got this. This is easy. Number two, countless Democrats, it's hard to find a Democrat who isn't, is all in favor of these monthly stimulus checks. Calculations all slightly different proposals, but they all have your back. So make sure you push and make sure you show you have their back. Number three, there is big, massive sums of money for you to get right today. Whether you're a homeless person, there's money for rent. There's money for homeless people to get rent. Whether you're hungry, there's money for your food right now. If you need money for utilities, your electric, your water, your gas, your heating oil, pick up the phone and call that company right now. Call that electric company, that water, that heating, gas, utility assistance because of COVID. States, counties, cities all across the country are paying money. Never, ever default to posting negative, disencouraging statements to this channel. Things like, there's no money in California. Untrue. Untrue. You just called up one place and they said, I don't have anything for you, sir. Sorry. And why would you come into the comments and tell every other viewer that's from the state of California not to call? Because you called up one person, they said they don't have anything. Okay, well, I called up 2 people and they said they don't have anything. You should still not be posting anything in the comments to say, there's nothing in the entire state. There's not anything in the Western Hemisphere. That's not true, number one. It also just suddenly told thousands and thousands of people not to pick up the phone and get money for rent. And your disservice to those viewers could ultimately render them homeless. Not a good thing for you to do. Don't post discouraging comments. It's not truth, it's fiction, and that's Frida land. We don't do that on this channel. Also, when you look at these monies, I want you to get as much of it as possible, because this is third stimulus, this is September, and I want you to get it as far into the future as possible. Get it into next year if possible, because if you get 8, 9, 10 months of rent, then suddenly that rent is going to cover you all the way to the spring. You'll got the rent, the utilities, the food, and internet covered, and you'll have no concerns going into the deep winter months of anything for keeping that head over your shoulder. It's that type of love that we bring this channel. I appreciate all your love and all your incredible sentiments. Always be kind to your fellow viewer. Send them, God bless them, be very kind to them, be very supportive of them, invite them to share their information so that you can help them as well. And with that, I look forward to seeing you next on Afternoons LA, which comes up right after this video automatically. It's in this video will automatically take you there in 6 seconds. It doesn't play in 6 seconds for now, but it takes you there within 6 seconds after this video is over. It's at 1 o'clock. Then at 3 o'clock, a big Afternoons LA, and then at 5 o'clock, Evenings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Recognize what you're part of this wonderful loving family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 30,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with LA for more.